The Apollo 15 mission was famous for two things. Firstly, it was the first time the lunar rover was used, and secondly, and more importantly for us watch collectors, was that it was the only time a watch other than the Omega Speedmaster was worn on the moon. The story goes that during final preparations for the mission, Commander David Scott's Speedmaster broke and he just happened to have a Bulova Lunar Pilot that had been sent into NASA for approval in his pocket, which he wore for the mission. Of course, the Omega Speedmaster has been dining out on the fact that it has moon landing provenance for over half a century now, so it only makes sense that Bulova do the same. Unlike the one worn on the moon, the version that is for sale is a quartz chronograph rather than an automatic. But it's not just any quartz movement. This one is ultra high frequency, ultra accurate quartz chronograph with tolerances of plus to minus 10 seconds a year. I hesitated somewhat before buying this due to the size. As you may know, I have a rather small 6.5 inch wrist, so I was worried that this would be way too big for me. As you can see, I have swapped out the NATO for a two-piece to get it wearing as small and flat as possible. It measures 45mm in diameter, by far the largest watch in my collection. 52mm lug tip to lug tip, and if you include the top hat sapphire crystal, it measures 13.5mm high. But with the fact that with this two-piece strap, the sides go straight down, it wears okay. It's probably a tad too big, and I'm not going to be wearing it with a suit, just casually at home and out and about at the weekends, so I don't really mind. It's 20mm lug width, so very easy to find new straps for it. I bought a few quick release ones from Archer Watch Straps and it looks great on them all. It's an all stainless steel case. This version is polished throughout, with matching polished stainless steel crown and pushers. Due to the size of the pushers, they are dead easy to operate and the crown is signed with the Bulova logo. As I said, it's a sapphire crystal which protrudes a full millimetre above the case, so be careful with this one. I suspect it's going to be somewhat of a door handle magnet. The combination of the great sapphire crystal and the super clean black and white dial make this really legible and really easy to read. The tachymeter is not on a bezel on this one, it's on a raised ring around the dial but under the crystal. The dial is flat black and the hour indices are applied. This polished version doesn't have a date function, but on the matte version with the date, it's down at the 4:30 position. The sub-dials on the watch all have concentric circular patterns on them, which give off very smart contrasting sunburst effect to the flat black of the rest of the dial. The sub-dial at the bottom is a second hand, which ticks continuously twice per second, making it look slightly more like an auto than a quartz. The chronograph movement is super accurate also, as not only does it measure seconds with the large second hand, but it also measures to the 20th of a second using the sub-dial to the right. This dial stops turning after 30 seconds, but it is still working. If you wait until after 30 seconds and then stop the chronograph, it will jump to the correct position. And of course, the dial to the left is counting the minutes up to an hour. One push of the bottom pusher and it all resets very smoothly. The case back is screwed down and is inscribed with the Bulova logo and the dates of the lunar mission on it. It's only 50 meters of water resistance here and only a push-pull crown, so no swimming for me with this one, which I guess is okay as it's meant to be worn for flying, not swimming. So to get to the question I posed in the title of the video. With this watch available on the market at a similar price to a Moonswatch, why would you not just go right ahead and buy this instead? Firstly, let me give you the reasons why you should opt for this Bulova. Well, it's stainless steel for a start, not plastic. The movement is way better, the crystal is far superior, and I personally think the story of its Moonwatch worthiness is way cooler than that of the Swatch. But there may still be a couple of reasons to go for the Moonswatch. Firstly, the Bulova may just be too big for you. It doesn't bother me, but it might be a deal breaker for some. And then there's the word Omega, which is written on the dial of the Moonswatch. In every measurable way, the Bulova is a better watch, but not all purchases are made with the head. Some are made with the heart, and if you just love the Moonswatch, who am I or anyone else to tell you otherwise? That's all from me today. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're ever struggling for what to watch, just keep an eye out for another one of my videos. See you next time.